Hello, and today we're going to look at the first part of topic 4, which is the normal stall. I'm just when it's lovely and sunny outside, and we can't go outside, which is bad. Right, this is part of topic 4. We're going to look at high-speed flight. Before we start anything to do with high-speed flight, we need to talk about stalling. Now, stalling, a normal stall goes back to topic 1, which is where we originally talked about laminar flow over a wing, and we talked about this thing called the velocity gradient. So just to remind you about that, remember you had your wing like that, and we said that as the air flows over the wing, it'll start off like that, and you'll find that that's the sort of, these arrows are just how fast the air is going, and you'll find that the air, and this is magnified massively, this boundary layer here, so remember this is the boundary layer, okay, and this boundary layer is only millimeters thick on the actual aircraft, okay, so it's not as big as that. Right, forget lift and stuff for now about low pressure and higher speed, right, this is just the air right next to the surface, right, actually touching the surface of the wing, okay, so as it goes along that, it gets there, and what happens is here, we can see this velocity gradient gets a lot steeper, and the air that is not affected as much by the viscosity of the wing is able to, it's not affected as much, it travels faster. This here down the bottom, I'm just going to do that in red, okay, and a little bit of alizarin crimson there for fans of Bob Ross, which I've been watching a lot of. Yeah, right, so this here is getting slowed down by the friction of the wing. Yeah, this air over the top is going too fast, right, and that air eventually is going to try, because this air stopped here, there's nothing really in the way, so there's a gap, okay, it's not as simple as this. Any aerodynamicist watching this is the sort of Fisher-Price version, okay, right, so don't say, actually it's not that because of viscosity next to it. Yeah, we know that, right, I'm teaching people straight from school, so we're trying to boil it down to a nice easy way of understanding it. Right, that's not to put them down, they're a lot cleverer than I am, but I'm just trying to do the basic version. Okay, so we've got the air, there's a kind of gap there, it's going to basically overtake the air underneath it. That's the best, easiest way I can describe that. And what happens is, it overtakes that, and then this laminar flow, so this is laminar. Now we've already done this, right, it's just a recap. And what we'll find is, the velocity gradient will take this kind of shape here, like almost like an S shape. Right, and what will happen is that air, some of that airflow will actually start, some books say it flows in the opposite direction, other books don't, right, but you get basically like a stagnant air there, and the air overtakes it, and what's going to happen after this next is, it starts to flow in the opposite direction, right, and then as soon as that happens, very milliseconds after that happens, you get basically, different pen, it spills over and it becomes turbulent. We know that in between, so this bit here would be what we previously termed transitional flow, and then this would be turbulent flow. I'm shaking a leg, do you like it? Do you like it a lot? Right, so laminar, transitional, turbulent. Only laminar is creating lift. Okay, lift is, transitional is creating a little bit of lift, but only laminar flow is creating lift. Now I've just got to correct something. Turbulent flow, right, is not a vortex. Yeah. Right? So turbulent flow is not a vortex or vortices. Right? That's not turbulent. A vortex is still organised flow. Right, it's organised into swirls, it's still kind of like transitional, okay, so turbulent flow is completely chaotic, it's not in a spiral, it is completely and utterly poof everywhere, yeah, right, okay, so there's your terminology, that's a recap of what we've already done, okay, what we need to look at now is what happens in a stall, right, so in a stall, what's generally going to happen is your angle of attack is going to go up, and if you remember, we've already done a little bit of this, we get to an angle of attack of more than 15 degrees. Right, so we're going to put plus 15 degrees on there. What happens is, this air, the viscosity of the air is trying to stick to the wing. There's a lot of debate about the Coanda effect and whether it actually happens. Well, yes it happens, but some people interpret it in different ways, and they say air is not viscous and you can't do it. Right, let's forget all that. For your purposes, air is viscous, it's sticking to the wing. Right, the viscosity of the air sticks to the wing, it slows it down. The friction between the air particles and the wing, that's inherent, that's happening. Okay, and that friction is slowing the air down. And what happens is, eventually, if you up that angle of attack, you're asking that air there to change direction. So forget this part for now, let's just look at this bottom bit here. You're asking the air to change direction. Now the air will change direction up to a certain point and it will stay a laminar. Once it gets past 15 degrees, if we go up from that, so we're going to up that, and we're going to now say that that is now, I don't know, 20 degrees. At this point at 20 degrees, just to change that around a little bit, if you can imagine the relative airflow is now coming from here, yeah, and it's been asked to, the viscosity bonds between the layers of the air, right, where the layers of air are sticking to each other, are being stretched, because the air basically wants to go to a party over here, right? Party central, free stream airflow. Yeah, free stream velocity, we all like the word free, there's something going on there, the air wants to go in that direction. The viscosity effect is pulling it, it's pulling it down here towards the wing, and something's gonna lose, okay, something's gonna break away. And what happens is, when you get to a certain angle, and we saw this in the wind tunnel with the smoke, if you remember all those days back in time, when we did the wind tunnel, the little blue wind tunnel, we saw that we had that gap behind the wing where the air could not go, the smoke couldn't follow the wing anymore, and that gap appeared, and that gap, inside that gap is turbulent airflow. Okay, and that turbulent airflow, this is caused by the viscosity slowing it down, but also if you change the angle you get exactly the same effect. Okay, because it's the top with when it's trying to follow this angle of the wing, the top of that laminar flow, the top of that boundary layer, okay, is basically trying to go this way, where the bottom is trying to stick to the wing, sort of. And the bottom goes slowly, the top goes fast, it spills over the top, it causes an adverse, this is not called a negative pressure gradient, right? This blue bit here, where it goes back over on itself, okay, is called an adverse pressure gradient, right? So I'm just going to, right, adverse pressure gradient. Right, now all the stuff's also on the PowerPoint as well, so you can look at that as well. Right, adverse pressure gradient. After that you get turbulent flow. What do we not get in turbulent flow? We don't get any lift. Right, there's no lift in turbulent flow, nada, not a sausage. So therefore in the turbulent flow we've lost lift on the wing. Right, let's rub all this off then, see how much time we've got left on the old video. We have 8 minutes, a bit left. Right, okay, so let's think about it then. What's going to happen? We've lost lift at the wing, and the loss of lift at the wing as the angle of attack goes up. So remember, can you remember at home what that angle of attack was called? I'll show it out on the screen now, it's there. Yeah, there's a camera blinking back at us, right? Okay, it's called the critical angle of attack. So once we reach the critical angle of attack, let's go into we'll call it the take limit angle, right, where the airflow goes. You think I'm having a laugh here? I'm not sticking to that, there's a party going on over there, right, and it breaks away. So that's the terminology used. The airflow becomes turbulent and breaks away from the surface of the wing. So that turbulent flow will start off down here. It'll start off just a little bit at the trail edge, because that's the biggest angle change, isn't it, on the aerofoil. Okay, so it's going to start off there, and then as you go a little bit further up, a little bit more angle, you're going to get more and more and more, right? Okay, now remember your lift, if we draw a lift on in blue, there's the relative airflow. Lift is acting at 90 degrees, there or thereabouts. I'm in the middle of filming something, son. I'm in the middle of filming something. Right, so lift's acting at 90 degrees. Sorry about that, joys of teaching from home. Right, so what we've got is lift still acting over this part of the aerofoil. Over this part it is not, we've got no lift, right? No lift due to the what? The turbulence, right? So That continues and it goes, and as you go up and up and up, so if we go to like 25, maybe we'll go up to 30 degrees on there, on your angle of attack, right? Here or here. What we'll find is, we've only got a little bit of lift now, no lift, right? Turbulence, doesn't matter if it's green or red, it's just turbulence, right? So all turbulence has come, and this is, we can also call this, we call this turbulent flow. The other term I'm going to use, right, is separated flow. Right, so you've got turbulent flow. This is all separated flow here, this part here, right? Doesn't matter which one, don't call it turbulent separated flow, save yourself a bit of typing. Doesn't matter which one you call it, they're both accurate. It's separating from the wing surface, right? So, the turbulent or the separated flow is not creating any lift, therefore the aircraft hasn't got enough lift to keep it in the sky. Yeah, back to all the vector diagrams, yeah, the aircraft weighs, I don't know, 400,000 newtons, you need 400,000 newtons of lift going that way. If you reduce that lift and reduce the area of the wing that's creating lift, so this bit of wing here has still got what kind of flow? Right, so it's still got laminar flow, right? Laminar flow at the front, turbulent flow at the back, which creeps forward as the angle of attack goes up, right? Okay, now look at this part here. If you are researching stuff online and you start talking about high speed flight for topic 4 doesn't really start until after you've done this task. Don't mention anything to do with supersonic shock waves or anything to do with this. This task is only about a normal stall. There's something that you're going to have to learn about in the next part of the topic that called a shock stall, right? So this is a normal stall, yeah? Please remember this video when you do your assignments. I get so many referrals because of this, right? So there's a thing called a shock stall, right, or a wave stall, but me call it a shock stall, right? And that is basically, do not mention it, right, until later. I know I'm writing this down, just tell you this, right? Until task 4 at least, right? So this will be like task 1 on the assessment. It'll be something to do with this. Task 4, you might have to talk about shock stalls. Don't talk about shock stalls yet, it's just a normal stall, right? No shock waves, no supersonic flight, no transonic, no nothing. Normal flight, subsonic flight, right? Subsonic is below Mach 1 or below Mach 0.8, right? What happens in reality then? Let's see how much time we've got left on the video. Okay, we're kicking up for time on the video. We'll get my trusty Spitfire here, alright? And we'll get some relative airflow coming from this direction. So the aircraft's flying along, right? You increase the angle of attack. The aircraft's still flying in this direction, it's flying a straight line. But the pilot has pulled back on the stick, the elevators have gone up, the tail's dropped down, and now we've got an angle of attack of 30 degrees. The airflow over the back of the wing has become turbulent. The airflow over this bit, only this part here is laminar, right? And all of a sudden, there's not enough lift, so you've turned the lift down, and basically the aircraft starts to fall out of the sky. Okay, now this is some pilot stuff, right? Pilots, an inexperienced pilot will try and pull back on the stick, right, and try and get the nose level again. Until you've got that airspeed, right, the aircraft's going to stay turbulent. Let's look at, so we've gone there, we've stalled, okay, the aircraft has stalled, it has fallen out of the sky, right, the wing's not producing any lift, okay, the aircraft's gone down like that, and now the aircraft isn't going down in that direction, it's actually going down, straight down like that, right, it's going forward and down. Now the angle of attack at that point, if we look at it, where's our relative airflow coming from now? The aircraft's doing that. This is on the PowerPoints as well. Yeah, the relative airflow is coming from here, right? Because the aircraft is going down, still going forward a bit, but it's going down. Where's that angle between the aircraft and the relative airflow now, even though the nose is level with the horizon? You've still got like a 30 degree, if you draw the aircraft nose position and you draw that angle, right, it's still about 30 degrees, isn't it? Yeah, so that the air is trying to go over the wing at that angle. So even though the aircraft's nose is level, it's still, the angle of attack is still too high for it to be laminar, so it's still stalled. So what you have to do is point the nose right the way down, on purpose with the stick, all the way down towards the ground. You get that air speed up, and once you're going faster, you get the laminar flow back, and then you can gently pull back into level flight. So what you'll see on an aircraft is, and I may try and do this on War Thunder or Air Combat, Ace Combat, you pull the aircraft up like that, it nose falls out the sky, and only when you're going fast again, when you've got enough airspeed, right, let's say, you know, well, we'll talk about that in a minute. When you've got enough airspeed, you get your laminar flow back. Once your laminar flows back over all of the wing, then you can pull out the dive and you can fly in a straight line again. Okay, and that's what happens in a normal stall. I'm going to turn the camera off now because that's my 15-minute sort of slot, and extend that in a little bit. Okay, right, thanks for watching this bit. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, I'm back on. Just finish that one off then. What we've got is we've got a normal stall. So the specific criteria asks you to describe airflow in a subsonic state over in both the normal and the stalled condition. Right. So this is the bit that a lot of people forget to do. They sit there and go, "Oh, it's about stalls," and they tell us all about stalls. Remember, the criteria. The wording in the criteria is describe airflow in the normal and the stalled condition. So don't forget to state the obvious. So you do not forget that for it. So the normal, and it's subsonic airflow. So subsonic airflow, it's dead easy, and people forget to do this. It's just in layers, right? And those layers will be in a normal pressure gradient like that. Okay. So you just draw a boundary layer. You put your, right, and you can just label that with now. The reason normally I would put PG up there, I would say a pressure gradient and put PG or something like that. What I'm finding is a lot of people have been very lazy when they're doing drones and just putting like whatever they are, PG. If you're doing it on an assignment, you have to say what it is. You have to say the whole thing, right? Right, that's the normal condition, and then you do another airfoil like that. Yeah. So you do, I don't know. I think the angle of attack is like 2 degrees on there. Right. So angle of attack 2 degrees, and then we'll do 15-degree angle of attack. Right. And then round about there. And what you can do there, you can have a little thing saying adverse pressure gradient, right, and then turbulent flow. Okay, 2 diagrams, tells you exactly what you need to know. Right, you cannot do that without putting diagrams in because I'm asking you for diagrams. Right, so hopefully now we've broken the kind of the adverse bit where people won't put diagrams on. Right, so 2 diagrams onto there. One like that, one like that, and then you explain what's happening in the diagram. So as well as that, we need to see so that's laminar flowing layers, and then you need to explain how this pressure gradient is formed. Just say that the air can't follow at high angles of attack, the air is separated from the surface at the trailing edge of the wing, which creeps forward, and what you have to explain is the stalled condition, right? So the last bit to finish this off would be, don't forget, again, to state the obvious, that there is lift there and there is no lift there. Yeah, and then because there is only so much lift, or the lift is reduced, the aircraft generally falls out of the sky until the speed is increased and you get the laminar flow again. Okay. Right, the angle of attack is decreased or the speed is increased, and then you'll get the laminar flow again. Right, okay. Last bit then. Well done everyone who is submitting assignments on time. putting good diagrams into assignments, doing some good research and all that. And some of a lot of people vector diagrams for the last distinction point came in, and that was good to see. There is some really good work coming in, and as well as that, people are getting stuff on time. They're learning the new way of working. They're getting they're sending us emails and asking us questions. That's slowly getting better, where I'm getting more pointed questions to say, oh, how does this work, how does that work, rather than what do I do for this, right? Or is this okay, or is that the right way to do, or I found this, is this right? So that's good stuff, and I want to say thank you from all the teaching staff, and from Simone. I had a meeting with Simone on today, and you know, the engagement's been really good, and largely for most of you we're having a really easy time to keep you going through the course. So if you are doing that and you are engaging and watching the YouTube videos, going on to Moodle and stuff like that, that's spot on. Thanks very much for that. Please keep up the good work. Okay, so hopefully I'll see you in the next video. There was 4 pass points for theory of flight that we're going to go over. I've got the Lego out for aircraft maintenance, so yeah, there's going to be some really bad jokes coming and things like that. So that'll be the next video, and that'll be this week hopefully. And there's also some referral information out there on FE Moodle for assignment 2 that you need to look at. That list will hopefully go up on either tonight or Thursday about who needs to do what. Okay, right, thanks very much for listening. I'll see you shortly. Keep safe out there, and I'll see you hopefully sooner rather than later. Thanks very much, guys. What I did forget to do was a quick little intro to I'll use this footage later on. I'm going to put some footage on there of Ace Combat, or one of the computer games I've got, of an aircraft actually stalling, so you can see what happens in a stall. Now I might not, to save a bit of time, I'm not going to put any audio over it. I'm just going to put a little clip of an aircraft stalling. You'll see it. You'll see it go. Where's my little plane? So you'll see it go like that, right? And when you point the nose up, the aircraft's going with the same amount of thrust. The aircraft's going to slow down. It doesn't have enough thrust to climb. It's going to travel in that direction, so it's like skidding through the air. You see the turbulent air appear on the back surface of the wing, and then the aircraft will fall out of the sky. I'll probably do that on Ace Combat because that's the easiest one to do. Okay, so I'll add that on now, and this will introduce that. Watch the video that's coming for that. Yeah, and then thanks so much. I'll see you later. Right, bye. Okay, so this is the F-16. I'm going to show a quick stall now. If you look at the speed at the top left, sorry, the speed just in the centre of the screen there, 323 knots. I'm going to pop the brakes out, slow it down a little bit. Stalling speed's about 150 knots. Round about now, you'll see the aircraft it's going to lose lift over the back section of the wing, and there you go, it drops out the sky, it points at the floor, you've lost all your lift. And when you get your speed about up over 200 knots, you can slowly pull out the dive. You'll see a little bit low pressure there. What happens on the F-16, okay? So that's a basic stall for you.